Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel, TammyTalks here. For those of you that are new, I do breakdowns of various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you enjoy that type of content, please consider hitting that subscribe button, thumbsing up the video, and then hopping into the comment section so we can talk about everything that went down on Ladies Who List the reunion. So, it starts off with them acknowledging that Kian did quit the show and she is not going to be at the reunion. I think Kiana quit the episode or two after it came out that even though she was saying Robin was trying to charge $500 a contract, which would have translated into $13,000, Robin said she was charging $500 for all of them. I believe Kiana quit like right after that episode. So, the host is Tanika Ray, and Tanika asks, how do they all feel about the fact that she has left the show? Keena said that Q needs to focus on what makes her happy, and just because this show just might not align with her purpose, what she feels is her purpose, and that's okay because everybody walks a different path in life. Tiffany said that she's going to miss her being on the show, but she has to do what's right for her. And what's right for her is not necessarily what's right for everyone else or wrong for anyone else either. So they had the talk about the convo. So we won't get to talk about the convo about the $500 total or the $500 of contract, which I feel like is a big conversation that we all needed to that they needed to discuss, because a lot of it's going to come down to he say, she say, so they're always going to be torn down the middle. I think the bigger issue is the fact that Kiana did not clarify with Robin, when you say 500, you mean total or do you mean the contract? To me, that is the biggest issue that should have happened, the fact that Kiana did not do that and instead chose to just be mad arbitrarily for a year. That says a lot about her, really. So then we have Tiffany, and Tanika asks her, Tiffany has closed for Cardi B. She's in Angela Simmons. She asks, is the closing process different whether it's a celebrity or the average person that's buying a house? Tiffany said absolutely not. Her process is always the same. Whether you are a celebrity or you are a regular person, buying a house is a luxury, and the paperwork is going to be the same no matter who it is. Tanika really tried Tiana and said that Tiana's kind of alluded to the fact that because Tiana's husband is in the NFL or he's retired from the NFL, that he has helped her get her career to that level. She said, let's be clear. My husband might have assisted me, but he did not elevate me because I do my own connections. I do my own networking and all that type of stuff. And I was actually kind of shocked to see Tanika even make that assumption, or even kind of word it that way to make it seem as if Tiana's husband is the one that put her on. That was very weird. So then we talk about the dinner. The dinner that was the basis of the entire season, right? So Robin basically asked Crystal, how can we be close friends when you know that this person has a problem with me and you don't even bother to tell me? Because from Robin's angle, if I knew Kiana had a problem with me, I could have went and talked to her about it. We could have, had this conversation. We could have hashed it out. And then I would have presented my idea to the group in a different way. And there wouldn't have been such hostility and the negative energy that came in with it. Crystal said, yeah, basically I should have minded my business. Robin should have fought her own battles. Robin can't be challenged. What has really irritated me about Crystal this entire season is her lack of accountability and her lack of self-awareness. So Crystal knows she messed up, right? Deep down, or just down, Crystal knows she messed up. Crystal knows that she handled that situation at that dinner completely wrong. And instead of her just being the bigger person, or not even a bigger person, her just being an adult and saying, you know what, Robin, I effed up. I handled this completely wrong. I shouldn't have, one, led you into the lion's den. I shouldn't have, two, um, kind of jump sides there. Like, there was a way to handle it. I now see I handled it in the wrong way. And even still, after this, even after all this has happened on the show, and then all this time the show has aired, and they set up on that reunion, Crystal still can't just acknowledge that she was in the wrong in that scenario. So Tiana gets hyped up for some reason. Tiana talks so loud, y'all. Tiana talks so loud. I have to constantly lower my TV, lower the volume when she's on there. But Tiana gets hyped up, and it's like, I'm never going to sit and allow somebody to feel like they are being attacked in the way that that was going on. And I feel like in that instance, too, Crystal was once again wrong in the way she was talking to Tiana. Tiana was actually trying to diffuse the situation, whereas Crystal kept telling her, shut up, because we're best friends. Shut up, we're best friends. You don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, Crystal has this thing. She comes across as narcissistic to me, for one. But she has this thing about herself where it's like she doesn't want people pointing out and telling her that she is wrong in a situation. Just because you are quote unquote best friends with somebody does not mean that somebody can't come in and assist and give insight and feedback and just an outside view into a situation that the two of you are having. So it is very, very weird that she is like even behaving this way. So Crystal then says that Kiana is a true friend because she was the only one that was offended alongside with her about the assault. It wasn't assault. Girl, she hit your hand. It's not assault. It's not assault. Crystal came on this reunion with the full expectation of playing victim. She knew that she wanted to play victim throughout this entire scenario, and that's what she's doing. Kira said that she didn't see it because in that moment it was a lot of stuff going on. She watched it when the episode aired. Tiffany said that while she didn't see it either because once they got in each other's faces, she moved out the way because if she would have got hit in some crossfire, it would have been a misunderstanding as well. The entire thing comes down to Crystal, for one, shouldn't have moved to sit between Kira and Robin because them ladies were not gonna fight, so she shouldn't have went and sat between them. And two, you kept raising your hand to her. You kept putting your hand in her face. Now she hit your hand the first time. We even see Kiana trying to put Crystal's hand down. Crystal just does not want to admit she was wrong. That's really all it is. So basically, she's basically saying her and Robin aren't friends anymore. She doesn't want to try to salvage anything. She doesn't understand how they could ever have been best friends. Girl, bye, Crystal. So Tanika then asks Robin, why does the word trigger offend her? Robin said it's not the word, right? It has nothing to do with the word, even though us on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else they talk about TV shows assumed it was because of the word. She said that it was more of Crystal's reaction. We came here. You know my intentions in having this dinner are good. You know what my intentions are. You see me being attacked by these two women now, and now you jump in and you take their side, and Robin felt blindsided. Crystal said that she said the word because she was nervous, but maybe she shouldn't have said it over and over and over again. Crystal has clearly not learned a thing from therapy. She's weird, man. Like I have said from jump, I really wasn't feeling Crystal or her energy. Crystal just feels like she has a dark cloud of energy above her. So Crystal then made some shirts that said not easily triggered. It's giving her wanting to follow after Evelyn Lozada when Evelyn made the non-MF and Factor shirts, when that blew up, when she was fighting with Tammy Roman back in season 3 or 4 of Basketball Wives Miami. So Crystal said that sometimes, because I'm so business-minded, right? Because she's so business-minded, that she only sees dollar signs basically. So in her mind, I can make some quick money off of that. And so because of that, she does things that are off color. Robin tells her it was tacky, it was tasteless. I hope you get rich off of that little funky ass $20. Tanika asks Robin, what is it about you that you don't have friends or whatever, something like that. Robin said, I absolutely do have friends. They're just not in their 30s. Robin basically said, I have grown women friends where I don't have to deal with this catty bullshit. She says she has friends that have kids and have lived life. And of course, Crystal gets offended by that and said that is mom and kid shaming. And it's like, I don't think you understand what mom and kid shaming is, but that's not it. And then Robin said it's absolutely not, and Tiana chimed in and said it's not as well. I am so sick of the way Crystal and Kian are trying to play victim with this whole, you guys are making us feel bad because we don't have kids. They're not. They're absolutely not. So then Kira says that she has a... Can you read my own damn handwriting? Oh, I'm sorry. Kira says that she has a, Jesus Christ, where did I write down? Crystal says that she has a passionate, a kind heart, and she wants to help interpret what Crystal is really saying. And Robin gets mad and says that she's evil. Robin says, you're evil. You are not kind. You are easily manipulated by the women that you want to hang out with, because basically she said Kira is a follower and is trying to fit in. That's what I got from it. So then Kira says that she has never age shamed Robin. And even when they were having that fight, even though Robin called her a poodle and talked about her, asked how many, did she have to, to try to get on in the industry. And Robin is sitting there smirking the whole time. But she said that when Robin had her meltdown on Instagram, or her breakdown, she reached out to her. Robin said she did not have a breakdown on Instagram, for one, and for two, she simply sent a DM. Crystal said that Kira said no, I reached out to pray for you, to check on you. Robin gets upset by the sheer notion that it has been suggested that she had a breakdown on Instagram. So she said that truly reaching out would be like Tiffany, who I guess called her on the phone. Kira said, why would I call you? And we have always communicated via, DMs. You have reached out to me via DMs to get my lenders, to get some information about one of my lenders. She's like, so this is just how we communicate. Tanika then, Tanika was very messy this entire time, and I feel like Tanika was picking sides, and she shouldn't have been. But Tanika was like, Robin, you love yoga? Okay, so let's breathe in. Robin said, don't patronize me. Do not patronize me. And she walks off. Now, Tiffany follows after her. Robin is to the side yelling about how she did not have a breakdown on Instagram. Tiffany said, okay, girl, fine. You're saying that you did not, but the way that you're acting now is not going to help your cause. Tiffany is the most mature, rational person that is on this show. Throughout every episode, she has been the most consistent in her maturity and her rationalization skills. So Tiffany tells her, now she reached out to you. Robin said, that's not reaching out. Tiffany reminds Robin, if you want people to accept how you communicate and how you reach out and all the other type of stuff, you have to do the same for them. So if this is her way of reaching out to you, then damn it, this is her way of reaching out to you. While I do like Robin, I do think that Robin is a person that is my way or the highway. The way that Robin sees stuff is the only way that she is going to see stuff. She never wants to see somebody else's side of a story. She never wants to try to look through someone else's lenses to try to see how in any particular situation things could go a different way. And that is one of Robin's biggest downfalls, is she's just not open to other sides of any story or other views of interpretation. So they come back out and they do this package on mental illness awareness. We see Crystal at her therapist. We see Robin and Tiffany talking about their bouts of depression and different things like that. Crystal says she didn't know Robin had an issue, and then said that it was never brought up. Tiffany said, I'm not going to let you do that. You absolutely said, because you have told us that she has suffered from depression. Crystal then said, when I didn't know that it was in this way, I didn't know it was every day. And I'm like, Crystal, you old enough to know that depression does not just go away. You are old enough to know that people do not just wake up and decide they ain't depressed no more. Stop it. Crystal was doing her best to try to backpedal and play victim throughout this entire reunion, and it was honestly very disgusting to watch. So they talk about Crystal trying to get Kira to close with her. And Crystal said that as a business owner, she is obligated to reach out and try to get business any way she can. Tiffany says, okay, if it is just about business, before that, she then goes on to talk about how she has beast DNA in her because her mom is a litigation manager. Her father bought stock in Apple before it became like Apple, so he's been able to retire early, and he's probably sitting on some money. Her grandmother won a federal case for discrimination. So she's like, I have beast DNA in my body, and that's just what I do. And Tanika was like, can we clap for that? And everybody was like, no. Tiana said, no, we're not going to clap for that, because just because somebody has beast DNA doesn't mean that's not a good thing. Because a lot of things that beasts do when they're in beast mode, it's not always positive things. Tiffany then says, okay, so if what you were doing was solely for business, I've been closing with Kira from jump when she was just closing $150,000 properties, not the $1 million properties she's doing now. So why didn't you reach out and try to work with her back then? Kira said in Crystal's defense, majority of that dinner was them really talking personal and just kind of getting to know each other. It was not all, let me try to probe you for business. Kira still has not closed with her. She does still close with Tiffany. Crystal was like, yeah, you're probably over there. Yeah. And Tiffany was like, no, let's be real. She was basically saying, I don't need her, because if I'm doing getting celebrity clients like Cardi B, okay, so but she was like, let's not make it seem like I'm gonna rejoice in the fact that she's not closed, that she is closing with me, because that's just not the type of person that I am. Again, Tiffany has the most maturity on there. Crystal kept trying to have these little bouts where she would throw shade and it wouldn't work because Tiffany wasn't throwing shade back at her. She was being mature the entire time. So we then talk about the argument about having kids and all this other type of stuff. They show the package of Kiana and Robin fussing at the ranch about Kiana feeling like they're shaming her for not having kids, which is what they are. So Tanika is talking to Tiana about being a mother. Next thing you know, Crystal is crying. She feels that some of the mothers that are on there forget how hard the journey is to be pregnant, right? And she doesn't like that when she's trying to have a conversation about something that she feels is on her spirit, that a lot of those ladies will say, I don't have time for that because I'm a mom and I have other stuff to deal with. So Tiana walks over to her, which I thought was very unnecessary. Why'd you go walk over to her? But she asks her, do you want me to not talk about that part of my life with you, because I do not want to be, I don't want to desensitize anything for you, right? So she's like, if you don't want me to talk about that part of my life, then I won't. And Crystal was like, no, you can talk about that, but she talks about somehow she had a miscarriage and no one knows that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like that was just stupid. That is stupid. Her telling you, I don't have time for this bullshit. I'm a mom. I got other things to worry about. I got to worry about my kids. Hey, it's not her shaming you for having a miscarriage. So then Tiffany tells her, I can, identify with that. I had a miscarriage myself. She said, but I think about my kids every single minute of the day. She tells a story about how she tried to call her son. He didn't answer. Her mind went to, oh, he's probably laid up on the floor choking to death, and I'm sitting here at work. So she's like, we can connect on different things like that. I'm not a shallow person. I don't think you're a shallow person. So if you want to talk and we can connect on some stuff, let's talk and connect about it. But them talking about or mentioning that they are mothers, it should not trigger you in that way. And I feel like Crystal brought them tears out because they sure dried up right away when everybody kind of took her side and started to be like, oh, I feel bad for you. Now all of a sudden, now it's just, oh, well, I just wanted to get that off my chest. That's bullshit, Crystal. Absolutely bullshit. And then Tiffany tells her, look, you lost that baby, but that doesn't mean that you can't have 3 more because look, it happened to me. It can happen for you as well. And Robin says, yeah, things come when they're going to happen. Things happen at the right time. And then they go out, give their final thoughts. Robin has started Sell Atlanta. And how she wants to, bring all these different small boutique agencies together so that they can, be one of the biggest and baddest brokerages around. Tiffany says that she can definitely help her out with that. So what that means is that I'm assuming Robin's going to start using Tiffany to close. And Tiana says she would love to help out as well. So maybe Tiffany is going to start working for that brokerage, but we will see what happens. And that was season 1 the reunion of Ladies Who List. Let me know how you guys felt about the show. It was a lot of fighting, a lot of fussing about one topic, which was like everything stemmed from that dinner. I hope that if it is renewed for a season 2, we see them work more. We saw them work a lot. We did see them work a lot, but I would love to see them work even more. Like, let's get past all this catty fighting. Kian is gone. We don't have to hear about these contracts anymore. Crystal and Robin, y'all have decided y'all are not going to be friends. We don't have to hear about that anymore. Like, let's move on. You know what I mean? Let's move on and progress with the show. Show a different part of you guys' lives that doesn't involve you guys fighting with each other over like the weirdest things. But if you have not already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Hop in the comment section, y'all. Let's talk about it. Peace.